All right, I think I'm live. Hope everyone's having a great Saturday. Checking the sound here. Let's see. Looks like checking. Yep, the sound is good. Okay. I've got to copy all this stuff over here. Okay. I'm just preparing this for this new video. All right, so I am going to be recording live. Let me make sure I mute my phone. I'm streaming right now, and then I'm going to. I have a basketball game at 5:30, but then after, where are we going to watch the UFC fight? We can ask. I don't know if you're going to be in Manila, Foxy, which is right next to Ganso and Castor, on the second floor. They're kind of like a sports pub. Oh, I think you know them already. If they're going to be showing it, that would be a cool place to see it because they do have food and beer. Yeah, so UFC fights tonight. Got a basketball game after the stream. I'm streaming live. It's Life Hacks with Andrew. I'm streaming the first module. Yesterday, I streamed the intro to the course. I'm building an SEO course, which I'm going to be selling in the future. It's going to be valued at about 500 bucks or 1,000. It just depends on where I go with it, but it's going to be pretty robust. And it's for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. I label it as beginners just because of the fact that I don't want to intimidate those that have never been into SEO and want to get into it, want to know about digital marketing, or learn what I do for a living to make pretty much a small fortune that I've amassed here in Colombia, catering to drug and alcohol rehab centers in the United States, just doing search engine optimization. Our digital marketing agency has evolved to more than just search engine optimization. We do conversion optimization, design, programming, back end, front end, sales funnels, etc. But I started just with search engine optimization, particularly backlink building and on-page optimization with content, etc. So it's been an evolution, and this course basically takes someone through what search engine optimization is and how you can start applying it right away. Yesterday's intro video recording. In the intro, there are 2 tasks for people to do. You can find it on my YouTube page if you want to watch it, the live recording. Obviously, all of this is going to be edited and put on my website as a course with modules, etc., so you could track your progress. Programmers working on that. And I may put it on like Coursera or Skillshare, etc. in the future, but for now, it's going to be free for all of those that are part of my newsletter. It will be valued at over 500 bucks. So if you're not part of the newsletter, make sure to sign up in the description of this live video, whether you're watching on YouTube or Facebook. You'll see the description below. But yeah, living here in Medellin, Colombia, and catering to clients in the United States has been amazing. And now I can pretty much travel anywhere in the world because I make my own schedule. Granted that I am a workaholic, so I work every single day. And this year I need my goal with this course is to make an extra $100,000. Plus, I expect to make about $100,000 from this SEO course and from everything that I'm doing with my live streaming. Barring the video game stuff is for me. It's fun. It's just my therapy. But But I decided to create this course and to do these live streams because I do want to buy my parents a property this year. So I need to get $100,000 to buy them to put into a finca because they want to retire at a finca here in Colombia. If you don't know what a finca is, it's a country home. You may even consider it like a summer home in the United States. For example, some people have a house by the lake or a beach house, and then they live in the city or they work in the city, but on weekends they go to the river or whatever. They have a river house or a lake house. The finca's the exact same way, but it's customary that your parents, as they get older, they live at the finca. And my parents have expressed that they want to live in a finca or retire in a finca. So got to buy it, got to do it. And I don't want to continue doing the agency. I know I'm not going to continue doing that for the rest of my life. I don't see myself doing that forever, even though I like it a lot and I do love it. But my calling is to help people, to teach. I like teaching. So that's why I've created this course, and I'm going to be recording these every single day live until the course is created. Then it'll be edited and put up on my website and given out for free for those of you guys that are part of the newsletter. And then I'll sell it eventually. But the idea is to create a community. Okay, so I'm going to start recording here. I'll take this off. And yes, I am wearing the same shirt I was wearing yesterday because I want to wear the same shirt for every recording for the course. Actually, I should probably wear it just every day as like a uniform, right? I don't know. Okay, recording. Welcome to SEO Hacks with Andrew. I'm Andrew Messia. In this video, we're going to go over Module 1, Part 1, Intro to Search Engine Optimization. Why is SEO important? 93% of all online experience start with a search engine. When you hear the word search engine, what do you think of? Most of us think of Google, right? But did you know that YouTube is a search engine? Did you know that Kayak is a search engine? Airbnb is a search engine. Even Facebook has its own search engine. There are search engines all around us. So there's lots to consider here. So in today's module, I'll be going over an introduction to SEO and then an introduction to keyword research. Before I get started, I'd like to go over some objections. I've been in sales for a long time, and one of the keys to sales is to cover the potential buyer's objections before they even arise. So here are some common objections to SEO. My business is in an industry that's saturated online. It's just too hard to rank. Here's the solution, or that's the pain point that I hear a lot of the time. My business is in an industry that's saturated online. It's just too hard to rank. My answer is, you're talking to someone that helps drug and alcohol recovery centers in the United States rank for very competitive keywords, such as drug rehab, and then the city name or the state name. If there's one industry that's super competitive, it's the rehab industry. So yes, it may take longer in some industries, but it is possible to rank well and succeed no matter what industry. Another objection is it possible to rank well and succeed no matter what industry? Another objection is only the big guns do well on Google because they've been around forever. If only Amazon and Walmart ranked well, we wouldn't see all of these smaller sites like one of our former clients, Bellafit.com, rank well for undergarment keywords and make tens of thousands of dollars a month on sales. Another objection. I have to create content and put up pages every single day. The more pages I have, the better. This is not true. Your content focus should be quality over quantity. For example, one of my clients had hundreds of thousands of pages that were non-performing. I call them zombie pages because they didn't get any stats. They weren't ranking for any keywords. They weren't getting any traffic. They were just created for the sake of creating content because that client thought, or they were led in the direction by another SEO company, that if you created content every single day, no matter what it was, whether it was researched or not, we just need to pump out content, that was SEO. We removed a ton of pages and we saw an uptick in traffic. Another great example is HubSpot.com. They're a multi-million-dollar company, and they removed publicly, they created a blog post on their website, HubSpot.com, on their blog. They removed over 3,000 pages and saw an uptick in traffic. Another objection: only people with big budgets online win at SEO. This is not true. I started with zero money. I am living proof that SEO works and that you don't need a ton of money to start. I had zero money when I started. I had to grind. I had to hustle. But I made it, and I have a digital marketing agency that caters to drug and alcohol rehab centers in the United States. We have other clients as well in other industries. So it is possible, no matter where you're coming from, whether you have money or no money. So what will you learn in this module? After completing this module, you will learn important SEO factors in order to rank well on Google, understand how SEO will help you get more traffic and sales. So let's go over the 3 main points to winning online. Number 1, why is SEO so important? SEO is the process of optimizing a web page for keywords or phrases so that the page appears in search engine results. If done correctly, you can rank high for certain keywords that will garner targeted traffic to your site 24/7 with no added cost to you. So it's like you have a 24-hour salesman online. That's the beauty of SEO, is that once you do it correctly and you rank on the first page of Google, hopefully in the top 3 positions, to maintain those positions, it could be very easy, and in some cases, cost-free. Note, during this course, I may use some terms that you are unfamiliar with. Make sure to write them down, look them up, write down the definition. You can also ask on our Facebook group page or during one of the live Q&A sessions that I'll have. Why do I love SEO? I love SEO because of content. I'm a content writer. I'm a writer. And one of the most important parts of SEO is written content. Once you do it right, you win for a long time with content. Once you do search engine optimization right, you win for a long time. I also love it because of the ROI. The return on investment is higher than most marketing avenues online. I also love SEO because not everyone can do it right. There are a ton of courses out there. There's a ton of free information, whether you watch my course, take this course, or somebody else's course. There's a ton of information out there, but not everybody does it right because it does take time to build organic traffic. It does take time to rank for those highly competitive keywords. So a lot of people try to take shortcuts and deal in black hat tactics, which in the end prove to be terrible. Since I know how to do it well, people pay me well for it. That's why I love SEO. Number 2, Google is your new best friend. Everything you do from now on revolves around Google. If you're taking this course and you want to learn SEO, Google is now your new best friend. If you go get food, Google. If you need to cook dinner, Google. If you want to watch a ball game, Google. You can't choose between wearing your red or blue shirt, Google. You need to be in love with Google because it can change your life. What I mean by all of this is that you need to get very, very familiar with Google as a user in order to play the SEO game. Google dominates search. It's not even close. Out of billions of active searches, Google gets over 87% of the market share on desktop. On mobile, it's even more. Over 95% of users are using Google on their phones. That's insane. So you need to be in love with Google from now on. Furthermore, ranking for a keyword isn't good enough. You need to be within the top 10 results in order for you to make it and make an impact on your search traffic. Understanding Google's search engine result page. So what are search engine results page features? First of all, understanding Google's SERP. SERP stands for Search Engine Result Page. What are SERP features? Google's search engine result page features are all the little widgets of information Google can put into a search result. These features help improve usability and experience for the user. There is a wide range of SERP features. We'll start with the basic. Let's look at Google's search engine result for a keyword, rehab in Miami. I'm going to share my desktop here now so that you could see what I'm seeing here. There we go. Okay, so I have my VPN on so that I'm in Miami when I make this search, and I also am in incognito mode so that I'm not logged into my Google account for any cached results. So let's look at the keyword drug rehab in Miami. Let's look at the keyword drug rehab Miami. This is the search engine results page, or the SERP page. I'll zoom in here. As you can see, because of the industry, the first thing that comes up is a government page, SAMHSA, with their phone number for free information to the public, and Google has put that on most drug rehab related keywords so that it comes up at the top no matter what. So SAMHSA won. The next thing you see are ads. Paid ads. Google ads can appear at both the top and the bottom of search engines result pages. Google ads or paid advertisements can appear at both the top and the bottom of the search engine results page. Elements include headline, the display URL, description, and a call to action. Like organic listings, Google ads can sometimes include site links, phone numbers, reviews, and other search features can also be used in ads. I'm going to read that again. Google ads paid advertisements can appear at both the top and the bottom of search engine results page. Elements include headlines, the display URL, descriptions, and a call to action like organic listings. Google ads can sometimes also include site links, phone numbers, reviews, and other search features can also be used in ads. So as you can see here, we see an ad. You see the URL up here. There's a phone number. There's the title, which is clickable, and then the description and some site links in it, in that first ad. The next thing you see after the two ads up here is the local pack or the map pack. Since this is a location-based keyword, I inputted the name of the city, Miami, in my search. The first thing that you'll see, or one of the first things that you see, is the local pack. I'll go over the best practices and hacks in future modules to optimize your Google My Business listing to rank well in this local pack. But that's a whole animal on its own. So I'm not going to go over that right now, but just know that there is a way to optimize your Google My Business in order to increase your ranking on this Google Map Pack. As you can see, they only show 3, but if I go into Miami, there are probably, quite a few recovery centers in Miami. The next thing you see below the map pack are the organic results. This is the first organic result right here, southmiamirecovery.com. The first thing that you see is the page URL, again, just like the ads. the page title right here, and this is not a very good page title because it gets cut off. As you can see, there's an actual certain amount of characters that Google shows, so that can be optimized. You also see the description. This is actually a good description because it's not cut off, so they obviously optimized. They have the keyword Miami, the keyword recovery, the keyword rehab, the keyword drugs, alcohol, treatment is a semantic keyword for the keyword rehab. So this is a pretty well-written description. And you see some other internal links to their website that Google decided were important, so they also included them. This doesn't happen for everyone, as you can see. So that is understanding the Google search engine results page. As you can see, there are other type of results. For example, people also ask, but that's a different animal on its own as well when you're doing search engine optimization, which I will go over in future modules. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here. Go back to the presentation. Number 3, SEO factors for ranking high on Google. Many people ask me, what's the key to ranking well on Google? My answer is that there is no key. There are many keys. There are many little things that add up. There are many little things that add up to creating a well-optimized website. While Google does offer some insight into what they consider are SEO best practices in their SEO starter guide, linked below, it lacks a lot of actionable information for getting your site to rank well for targeted keywords. Here are the 3 main factors to consider. Here are my 3 main factors to consider. The first factor is high quality content. In-depth content is very important. Google wants to push the best results possible to the user. So the more in-depth your content, the better chances you have to rank. The content has to be unique. The more unique the content, the better. Don't just regurgitate content that already exists online. Make sure to research, interview people, make videos, make it very personal and well-researched and unique. Long-form content. Google ranks longer content better than shorter content. Of course, this doesn't mean you should just write a bunch of fluff content to boost your word count. If your content is well researched and it's unique, it will probably be longer than what's already out there on that topic. The second factor to consider are backlinks. According to a study by ahrefs.com, backlinks hold more weight for keyword ranking than on-page content. I'll repeat that. According to a study by ahrefs.com, backlinks hold more weight for keyword ranking than on-page content. So according to this study, backlinks are more important than the content you have on your page. I consider content to be number 1, so that's why I put it at number 1, but backlinks are right up there with it. So it's very important that other websites link back to your page. This can happen organically if you have amazing content, but it's usually not common that sites willfully link back to you. But it's usually not common that sites willfully link back to you without knowing who you are. So it's important to implement an outreach strategy to get backlinks from high-quality niche-related websites. Think of backlink building as marketing for your content. Another factor is user experience on mobile. The number of users using mobile devices to search Google keeps increasing year over year. That's a fact. So much so that Google now has a mobile-first indexing. meaning that Google pushes sites optimized better for mobile user experience over those that are not optimized for mobile search experience. Another factor is page speed. Google has a free tool that will help you see how fast your site is loading on both mobile and desktop. Use it to evaluate your website. It will also tell you what you can do to improve it. If you have a WordPress website or on another content management system, there may be widgets that you can use to optimize your page speed. At the end of the day, page speed is important, so you may have to pay a programmer that knows more. You may pay. At the end of the day, page speed is very important, and if you can't improve it yourself, you may need to hire a programmer. Another factor is URL length. According to another study by ahrefs.com, URLs that were longer ranked worse than URLs that were shorter. So you want to keep your URLs concise. Another factor is branding. Establishing your brand as one of authority on a topic is very important. This is why brands such as Wikipedia, New York Times, even the IRS website do so well when they push out new content. They've established themselves as an authority. Another factor for ranking is security. The HTTPS. Having a secure site is important. Google has stated that having an SSL certificate helps ranking. Let's get into the first SEO task that I have for you. It's called the local SEO hack task. Business citations. In order to get Google's attention, you need other websites to mention your company's name. I'll repeat that. You need local citations or business citations. In order to get Google's attention, you need other websites to mention your company name, address, phone number, and website URL. One of the best ways to do this is by submitting your business to business directories online. If you're watching this on my website, there's a list to my top 10 go-to business directories below. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's a link to the page on my website where you'll find the list of business directories. Pause the video and start submitting to business directories right now. Welcome back. Welcome back. I've made you submit a few. I keep fucking that up. Welcome back. I've made you submit some business directory. Again. Welcome back. I've made you submit some of these yourself because you need to understand what goes into submitting your business info into a business directory online. As you've noticed, some business directories ask for just the basic information. Some ask for a brief description. Some will even let you put a picture up. In total, you should be submitting about 500 to 100 business directory submissions. You can do this yourself, but I advise that if you're a business owner, you outsource it to someone on Fiverr or Upwork or a virtual assistant for a low price. It's just data entry. But now, since you know what goes into submitting to a business directory, you can now manage them well. You can give them everything that they need, whether it's the business description, the address, the correct phone number, because sometimes people have dynamic phone numbers and you can assign a phone number just for directories in case you do get a call. It's very unlikely that you'll get a call from a business directory, but in some businesses you do, and you obviously want to track that lead. If you have a dynamic phone number program that you use, make sure to give it its own dynamic number for tracking. Some freelancers on Upwork or Fiverr or freelancer.com already have a list of directories they submit to. Don't just let them submit blindly. Some directories are spam filled. So you want to vet all directories by checking stats on Moz, SEMrush, or ahrefs.com. I'm going to share my screen again so that you guys can see how I do the vetting. Oh God, this is I gotta go into my account. So this is how you vet a business directory. So directory, I don't know. Top 100 free directory submission sites list for SEO. So if you hire like a virtual assistant to do this for you and you help them by finding, a list of directories, you want that virtual assistant, or if you're doing this yourself, you want to vet these. So let's look at this list. I've never seen this list before. Oh, here we go. Okay, so here's the list. So I'm just going to pick one at random. So this is 3linkdirectory.com. So how do you vet a page or a business directory to know if this is somewhere you should be listing your website and putting a link to your website, creating a backlink? Would this be a good backlink? Would this be a good business citation? Again, business directory submissions are not so much so for backlink building. Yes, you can get a backlink and it's good. That's great. But most importantly, it's a citation online with your business name, maybe even the category or the type of products or services that you sell, an address and a phone number, and hopefully your URL to your website. This is great because the more that Google picks this up around the internet and matches it with your website, you're creating brand awareness to the search engine. So let's look at this one. First of all, what you want to do is you want to take a look at one of the listings. So I'm just going to, look at something like, let me see, real estate. Okay. Brokerages. Okay, so there's going to be listings of brokerages here. Fort Bonifacio condos and apartments in the Philippines. So right then and there, this one's in Texas, Georgetown Retirement Communities. Right then and there, that's kind of a red flag because this directory is also putting businesses outside of the United States. So it may just be a website that amasses content for link building, to be a link building site. So this is what one of their directory submissions look like. It looks like there's unfinished HTML here. So let's take a look. So, and then also you want to determine, is this do follow or no follow? And I'll show you how you can do that here in a minute. You want to know if these are real backlinks or if they're just if this backlink doesn't count. So actually, I'm going to do that. Where's my Moz bar? Here we go. So you can download the Moz bar for free. This is not a paid tool. I'll log in here to show you how this works. Hello? This is not mine. Why? Okay, so there it is. Does that work? There we go. Okay, so I'm logged into the Moz bar, and here's the Moz bar. It's just a plugin it's a plugin or an extension to the browser that you can download. and it gives you stats about a page. So right away, I can see that the domain authority of this domain is 22, so it's not high. So this is not a high authority website. And this particular listing, I can see if these are no follow or do follow. So these are do follow backlinks. So this will count as backlink juice in your overall backlink profile. So this could be positive, but it could also be negative. That means that there's a reason why a ton of people are submitting to this directory, because they know they're going to get a do follow backlink to add to their backlink profile. So I'm vetting this by checking this and saying, okay, it is a do follow. So if you're creating a spreadsheet, and this is what I have my virtual assistant do for all of our clients, is create a spreadsheet with the login information, because you have to create a user in order to create this listing. And then all of the details that she had to input, whether it was the title or the name of the company, the URL, the category, the description, the keywords, because it's asking for keywords in this case, the description, which should be a certain amount of characters, link owner, and an image. So all of that would be on the spreadsheet along with the login information, and whether this is a do follow backlink or a no follow backlink. It is a do follow backlink, so she would put the linktreedirectory.com on the spreadsheet is a do follow backlink. But we're not done vetting. We know that it's a low authority page. It's only 22 deemed by Moz.com. Let's take a look at Ahrefs. Let's look at the staff. Let's look at the stats for this directory on Ahrefs. So their domain rating is 35. Moz gave it a 22 out of 100. Ahrefs gave it a 35 out of 100. It has 75,700 keyword. It has 75,000 plus backlinks from 1,130 referring domains. It only ranks for 9 keywords and it gets 0 traffic. I would highly recommend that you don't link your website on here, because it just wouldn't be worth it. This looks like a spam site, a spam directory, and it doesn't make sense. So the first thing you want to do is take a look at it for yourself. Look at one of the listings. Check what needs to be put on. Does it look spammy? It does have ads. It's probably trying to make money off ads, but I don't know how this website's making money with 0 traffic. The next thing you want to do is input it into a site explorer like Ahrefs or Moz.com or SEMrush, even Ubersuggest on the Neil Patel website, and take a look at the stats. If it's got a ton of backlinks but no organic keywords indexed or no organic traffic or very low, then it's not worth it to put it on here, because you want high quality backlinks and you want high quality citations. What's a high quality citation? Chamber of Commerce, the Better Business Bureau, those type, or like the ones that the Chamber of Commerce. Oh, this is Chamber of Commerce is in the in Medellin, because I'm in Medellin. Chamber of Commerce websites, local Chamber of Commerce websites. Those are great listings. Usually you don't have to pay, or if you do, it's a very small fee, but it's worth it because they're high quality websites. It's a high quality citation and it's a high quality backlink. So that's how you vet a directory listing. I'm going to record my voice saying the specific aspects of it for the slideshow presentation for this course. So here's the directory checklist when vetting a directory. You want to check the domain rating. You want to check the domain age. You want to check the backlink profile. You want to check the trust flow. You could do so at majestic.com. And you want to check how much traffic the website's getting. If all of these things combined, or if all of these metrics combined give you a spam type website, then you don't want to put your business on it. So go ahead and start submitting to directories, delegate it to a virtual assistant. I have mine. She's in the Philippines and she does an amazing job. She's been working for me for about 8 years now. Anytime there's any type of directory submission for any client, she can do 100 easily in a day because we have a system in place. We have spreadsheets. And anytime the client asks me and maybe sees a directory listing and they saw a typo, or they saw that they're changing location, or they're changing a phone number, we have all of the logins so she can go log back into those directories and change them manually. And yes, this is a very manual process. You'll find other search engine optimization agencies out there that use software to create this directory listings, but a lot of the time those are very spammy because, again, they're created by software. So a lot of the times the content is spun, the descriptions are spun content, so it doesn't make sense, it doesn't read well. You maybe have seen this in the past. I highly suggest that you don't use those and you use somebody, a real person, to create these directory listings, these citations for your business. They're super important, so don't skimp out on that. And if you don't have the money, you're going to have to stay up all night doing them. I know that's how I started. Let's go into the next task that I have for you. It's another local SEO hack task. Another important factor when trying to beat out local businesses is to optimize your website for search engines and conversion. So let's take a look at a local landing page and what top local landing pages have in common so that you can start optimizing either your home page or your sales page or even a landing page that's separate to match what these high producing, high quality landing pages look like for local searches. So I'm going to share my screen again so I can show you examples of a landing page. I'm going to give you an example of two of our clients. But I'm going to go local. Wait, am I still incognito? No. I could find it here. Local resources. The home page is a landing page. But internally, you may have sales pages. You may also want to be ranking on other city or for other local keywords, maybe in cities that you are not in, but you want to rank for those cities. So let me show you how we've done this and how we've found. I'll show you, for example, Philadelphia. This is one, and then here's another. Okay, so let's take a look at some of these. So let's take a look at this local landing page. So this is a landing page for sales. It's optimized for conversion and it's also optimized for local keywords. So the first thing that you see on a landing page is the above the fold content, and that's this section up here. So the first thing that you see is the URL. And like I've said before, URL length is super important when doing search engine optimization. So as you can see, we kept it very short. It's just called drug-rehab. You want it to be concise and memorable. The next thing that you're going to see is the header. You want the header to be strong. Drug rehab at Springboard Recovery. And then you have the subheader. The help you need to get through it. You also see an image of a smiling face. There's a very common trend with high quality or high producing landing pages that they always have people smiling. Yes, a picture or an image of your product is important, but you also want to have faces in your images on your landing page. Then you see messaging right under the hero section. You see messaging as well. Here we say, is drug use negatively affecting your family, work, finances, or relationships? Do you have trouble controlling how much or how often you're using? If you've answered yes, you're probably already dependent on drugs and need help. Getting and staying sober is very challenging, but with the right support network and tools, it's completely attainable. And then here's the call to action. There's two other calls to action here. There's always a call to action floating on mobile. On desktop, there isn't, because you also see it throughout here, and it floats at the bottom, as you can see here. At the bottom, we have two different calls to action. One that goes to the verify your insurance, and then the other one, which is just a phone number. And you'll see various calls to action within the body of this page. You want the messaging to connect with the user. This is why you need to work on your user or customer profile, or your ideal customer profile. Many businesses, like our clients, have various user profiles or buyer personas. And as you can see, we don't have our keywords here stuffed. We have the word drug rehab very organically placed. We have drug use. It's a very organic. It's not stuffed. So don't start putting all of the variations of your keywords within one paragraph, because for one, it reads really sloppy. And second, Google doesn't like when you try to stuff a ton of keywords and it's not easy to read. Also, I already mentioned this, but make sure that you have the calls to action on the pages. As you can see, we have various calls to action, and we also have the hovering calls to action here. And when it is working hours during the week, there's a chat box that pops up and asks you a question. It asks you if you need help. You also want to explain your product, right? So as you can see, as we scroll down, this is the product: drug detox, outpatient drug rehab, where we describe the client, we described to the potential client what the solution is. You want to tell your user the benefits of using your product in order to resolve their pain point. And we've already noted the pain point. The pain point comes right at the beginning. Is your drug use negatively affecting your family, work, finances, or relationships? That's very emotional for people, because not only are drug addicts looking at this page, but a lot of the time it's their family members or someone, a concerned loved one looking at the page. So this hits right at their heartstrings. It tugs at their heartstrings right away. And then we go into the solution. We are the solution, right? These are all the solutions, right? As you see, as you scroll down. The next thing that you want to add to a well-optimized landing page is social proof or testimonials. As you can see, they're basically a 5-star reviewed place, over 86. I think this number is higher now because this was created over a year ago. And we put some here. We didn't include faces only because in the drug rehab industry, it's very discreet. and you don't want to show people's faces. Even if you do have them, it's not recommended that you use actual patients' faces and information. But if you're in a different industry, you need faces. Even video is great to use as testimonials. Even if it's just one video testimonial, goes a long way. It goes longer than having a ton of written testimonials. One video testimonial is amazing. So a common question is like, well, I'm new. What can I do about testimonials if I don't have any? How can I add them on my landing page to increase my social proof and edification of my product, of my service? Well, you have coworkers, you have people that you work with, have them given a testimonial of what it's like working with the company. Don't fake a testimonial about, hey, this product helped me and saved my life or whatever it was. Don't create a fake one because people hate that. As a consumer myself, I would hate to find out that testimonials were fake. And if I do find out, I'm never going to shop there again. So you want real testimonials. If you don't have a client testimonial, get a family member to use the product and give the testimonial. Give the service for free. That's why free samples are given at the mall with food. It's because samples work, because you can, in return, get a testimonial from them. Images of smiling faces. It's very important. Here we have one at the very top right there. These go with what we're talking about because this is very medical. But as you can see, we do have people's faces, trying to make it as human as possible. So let's go into, so that's an example of a good landing page and what goes into a landing page. Let me go into one of the, for example, one of the location pages. Well, actually not this one. Let me go into one of the ones that ranks really well. So this landing page right here ranks very well for the keyword Phoenix Rehab. And this client is not in Phoenix. I'll repeat that. This ranks very highly for the keyword Phoenix Rehab. I think it's number 2 on Google for Phoenix Rehab, and this client is not in Phoenix. They're in a city adjacent to Phoenix, so it's very close, but technically they're not in Phoenix. So how did we rank them? Because there are many other rehab facilities that are located in Phoenix, but we beat them out every single day because of the things I'm about to show you. So again, I'll go through the key aspects to a good landing page, a good local landing page. You've got the hero section or the above the fold section here with information. You have the keyword in there or the keywords carefully placed in there. We're showing our product right away with calls to action. Again, we are effectively stating the service. It's actually very detailed. And nowhere here have we said we are in Phoenix. Video testimonial, which is very strong. Some more information, another call to action, an infographic, more information about the product and the service. So as you can see, this is a landing page and it converts well for sales, but it's pretty long. There's a lot of content because the keyword Phoenix Rehab is very competitive. So we needed to create a page that had a lot of content. So a common misconception is that a sales page has to be short and concise and to the point. But if that is the case, then how are you going to rank it on Google? So you have to juggle the fine line, whether you're going to build something very short and deem it as, okay, this is my sales page and I'm not going to try to rank for the competitive keywords because I don't want to bog it down with 2,000 plus words of content, or I'm going to put everything that drives the sale above the fold like we did here, all of the information, have the hovering phone number and the verify your insurance at the bottom, and then we're just going to fill it with the most important information around the keyword Phoenix Rehab available. and it's all unique content. This is not regurgitated information. This is content that we researched, and here are all of the external sources where we found this information. Right? So another key aspect to a good landing page is to always have the map embedded. Don't just put, yes, it's very important to put your address and phone number and a way for them to contact you immediately, but it's always important to include the embedded map on your location-specific landing page. So this is a client that has a higher budget. As you can see, we created everything. Everything is unique and handcrafted with our graphic artists and our programmers. Now let's go to a client that has a smaller budget, but it is also killing it for the keyword that they wanted to rank for. Let me see if I did that right. Okay, so peacevalleyrecovery.com, they have a very small budget. It's a fraction of what our other client has. And they are a small treatment center out in Doylestown, Pennsylvania. This is a very small rural town, about an hour or so away from Philadelphia, which is the big city. So they wanted to rank for the keyword Philadelphia rehab. And they're more than an hour away from Philadelphia with traffic more than an hour, well over an hour. So how do you rank a web page how do you rank a business for a local keyword when that business is not in that city? Let me show you. Local resources, even with a small budget or doing it yourself. You could do this yourself. Let's go to Pennsylvania and let's go to the Philadelphia page. By the way, they rank for Pennsylvania rehab as well. I think number 1 or 2. But that changed their whole business once we did this for them. So this is their landing page for Philadelphia rehab. Let me just give you the proof actually. Let me go to my incognito mode here. Philadelphia rehab. Recovery. Oh, this is an ad. This is an ad. The map pack. So they're not going to appear on the map pack because there's no way for them to appear on the map pack. They're not in Philadelphia. But that's okay. We said we can't win that battle because it's logical that we're not going to appear on the local pack because we're not local. We're near Philadelphia, but we're not in Philadelphia. So all of those rehab centers, and as you can see, there are many in Philadelphia, have priority on the map pack. But where we can win is in the local searches, in the local search results. Where we can win is in the social, where we can win is in the local search results. I'm going to say that again. Where we can win is in the local organic search results. So the first organic search result is startyourrecovery.org for their Pennsylvania page. And then number 2 is Peace Valley Recovery Philadelphia page, the one that I'm showing you here. So they're number 2. This garners a lot of calls and admissions for them. As you can see, everything is optimized here. Let's go back to here. So how did we achieve this? Again, going through the checklist of things that a local landing page should have. A strong title with the keyword within it. A concise, relatively concise URL. As you can see, we have local resources, subfolder. Subfolder is Pennsylvania, and then the main folder that we're looking at here is Philadelphia, or the page is Philadelphia. An introduction with introducing this page. We are one of the best drug and alcohol rehab facilities that serve Philadelphia and the surrounding area. We're not lying to the user. We're saying that serve Philadelphia. We serve Philadelphia. Actually, Peace Valley Recovery serves the entire planet. Anybody from anywhere can come as long as their insurance covers the treatment or if they have cash. If you or a loved one's drug and or alcohol consumption has become unmanageable, our personalized treatment program may be the right fit. Again, we're not pushing the sale. We're just telling you that we may be the right fit. As you scroll down, we have a call to action. This is an actual picture from within their facility. The map embedded, our closest therapy center. We're even telling Google, look, we're not in Philadelphia. We're more than an hour away from Philadelphia, yet Google ranks us number 2 for the keyword Philadelphia rehab. Isn't that awesome? The solutions, benefits, information. So we're not just selling them our drug rehab treatment or alcohol rehab treatment solution. We're also telling them that, look, we know that not everybody is going to be able to go to our rehab facility. So here's a ton of free information so that you can go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting for free, because they're always free. A Narcotics Anonymous meeting, here's all of them in Philadelphia with the times, a link to the map, a link to the Facebook page if there's a Facebook page. Al-Anon, if you're a family member or a son or a daughter of a addict, here are all the meetings. And Smart Recovery. If you're not into the 12-step process, you can take a Smart Recovery meeting anytime, and these are the 2 available in your area. More information, how many, or FAQs, I should say, how many alcohol and drug rehabs are near me? We counted them. There are 11. There are many. We didn't count them, but there are 11 hospitals near you for emergency treatment like overdose. There are 39 facilities. Okay, so we did count them. 39 facilities nearby. So as you can see, we saw the pain point. The pain point is that I'm looking for a rehab center in Philadelphia or near Philadelphia. I'm either the loved one of a drug addict or an alcoholic, and I'm looking for help for them, or I am an alcoholic or a drug addict looking for help. And we came up with the solutions. The solution is not only our service. There are other free solutions like going to the AA meetings, NA meetings, etc. This is why Google ranks us number 2 for the keyword Philadelphia rehab when we're not even in Philadelphia. So you can do this yourself by following these steps or this checklist for a well-optimized local page. I'm going to go back to full screen here. So I'm going to go over the checklist for what a good local landing page has. So the first thing you'll see is the above the fold. Above the fold, you'll see the URL at the top. You want the URL to be concise and memorable. You want to have a strong header labeled as an H1 in the labeled as an H1 in the HTML. You'll either want an image, a video, or a form above the fold. You'll also see a second header, which should be labeled an H2 in HTML. And you'll see messaging that connects with the reader. You want to insert your keywords or semantic keywords and make sure that you're not stuffing keywords. Be creative with your content. Make it human. You'll also want to include a call to action above the fold, whether it's a form that they have to submit, a button that they have to press to get in contact, or a phone number. As you scroll down on a landing page that's well optimized for conversion and SEO, you'll also see the product or service description. You want to explain your product or service briefly. Tell the user why they need it. Describe the benefits. Hit on pain points and offer solutions. As you scroll down, you'll also see testimonials. You need social proof and edification. Add at least one testimonial from a satisfied customer. Even if it's a family member, something is better than nothing. It can be text with a picture or a video. Short videos are very powerful when you're talking about testimonials. On a good landing page, you'll also see a Meet the Team section. This is a section where you make your business more human by introducing yourself or your team. Images of smiling faces, the person's title, and a brief description are all great. Another thing that you'll see on a local page that's well optimized for local keywords and conversion is an embedded Google map. You want to make sure to embed the Google map to your location so that it's easy for a customer to find you and make their way to your location. You'll also want to describe how to get to your location in writing. Pinpoint any landmarks that you're nearby, how to get to your location, what ramp do they have to exit if they have to take a highway, etc. And lastly, this is a no-brainer, you want to include your contact info. Make sure that it's easy for a customer to get a hold of you right now. So you want to make sure that there's a call to action with contact information. Finally, there should be at least 3 calls to action on your landing page. Whether it's a hovering phone number, a chat box that hovers at the bottom right, or embedded calls to action within the body, you want at least 3. If your local landing page does not look similar to this, then make sure to go through it and make those changes. A local landing page can have a lot more content too. It doesn't have to be short. Content may be key to ranking for those keywords, so you will need to write more content. Make sure to compare your page to the top ranking competitions pages. Make sure to compare your page to the top ranking competitions pages. That will determine how much more content you need to include in your page. So that's it for now. This was the Intro to Search Engine Optimization Part 1 of Module 1. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in Part 2 of Module 1, where we go into keyword research. Thank you, and have a great day. Okay, so I'm done recording that. Yeah, so that was the recording for Part 1 of Module 1. There's going to be 3 parts to Module 1. I think it's the biggest module because of the fact that it's the intro to search engine optimization with some actionable tasks for anybody that has a local business or wants to rank for local keywords, like I showed you. And then I'm going to have to go over keyword research, because it's one thing to start optimizing your webpage for local keywords, but you may not know that those keywords suck, that they're not going to garner any results, or that they're way too difficult to optimize for right now, and you should be focusing on other keywords that can garner results faster. So keyword research is empirical to a good SEO strategy. So that's what I'll be going over tomorrow, Part 2 of Module 1, keyword research. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great day. Oh shit, I have to get going because I have a basketball game to go to. I'll see you